Thanks for joining us. You have just entered Spiking the Punch Bowl podcast, brought to you by Radio Wastelands Productions, where you can find a lot of crazy things, like us, who did a 5-minute movie about zombies, and other people were involved too.
When did we do that? Like 3 years ago?
It's been 3 years ago.
Wow.
But yeah, my name's Robert.
And I'm Brian.
And this is where we say, welcome. So, yeah, today's episode is brought to you by the letter Z. I don't know why, Z. Because nobody really talks about Z.
Well, Z, Zed, depends where you're from.
Oh, yes, Zed.
It's like,
and Billy.
Our friends, right?
Zed and Billy.
Zed and Billy.
Our friends from, what was that name of that movie again?
The Final Assault.
That's right. Yeah. It's been so long ago, I feel like Billy and Zed got lost.
Well, I think they're going to find their way back pretty soon.
They will. They will. So, hey, tell me about your week, Brian.
Well, other than watching a lot of news lately.
Watching a lot of news? Like what kind of news?
Well, at my house, the wife and I like to watch some BBC.
Oh, lovely. British broadcasting channel.
But we're watching BBC World News because we get that channel.
Uh-huh.
And they were talking a lot about how there was that shooting at YouTube the other day.
Oh, yes, I heard about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, it all started because from what is understood currently, she was angry because she was getting demonetized due to the new standards, which have upset a lot of YouTubers out there.
Right.
Though most YouTubers just do what they do and yell real loudly into their YouTube videos.
Very true.
Instead of taking a gun and start shooting at the building.
Right, and people.
And people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
and then shooting herself.
And then, because that really made sense. Considering it, like, from what I read, it was like she was supposed to be like this vegan bodybuilder, comedian personality, and it's like it's a lot of stress in a lot of ways, but at the same time it's like,
why are you so unhappy?
Yeah, you went from being like ultra compassionate, which I know nothing about the person, so I really can't say that, but a lot of the people in those kind of lives, like I was vegan for 4 years. I mean, bringing up like animal abuse and all that.
Right.
Absolutely. It's a real thing, and it's something that needs to be addressed and looked at, and it is, but not as well as it could be.
So there's not angry vegans out there?
There are lots of angry vegans out there.
Oh, I would be angry too if I couldn't eat steak. I mean, granted, I do need to eat some more vegetables, but I enjoy myself a good steak here and there, or a hamburger, because, it's enjoyable.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, but, back to the subject. It was quite disturbing, and plus I heard that her family actually warned the police.
Yes.
Saying that, she is coming for you, coming for YouTube, because she was not very happy.
Oh,
and the police kind of just played it off.
Yeah, considering what I was reading, she disappeared for 2 days, and the family called the cops trying to find her, and it's like, okay. It's a tragedy. I mean, it's terrible.
It is. It is. I feel a lot of people's feelings are coming out more now than ever before. Yeah. And there's no way to express themselves, and they're expressing themselves in the wrong way.
Yeah. I mean, I would, when I heard about it, I wanted to go check out to see what her channels were, like her Instagram or Facebook, all that stuff, to actually understand this person a little bit more. But they've all been shut down.
Well, and then here's another thing. Do you really understand a person from their Instagram and YouTube?
No, but it gives me an idea of what they're trying to promote.
True. Very true.
at least, it's like, this is what message you're trying to get out to everyone.
Okay.
And, so I can see a little bit of the perspective in that sense, but that's the only way I can empathize in that way. At this point, she's gone.
Exactly.
Nobody knows really what was going on.
Right.
But, yeah, the demonetization and the filtering, because she's saying all her stuff was getting filtered. And
yeah, she had videos that were taken down and whatnot that she felt
put to the end of the list.
Right.
Well, it sounded like a lot of it was. Not necessarily takedowns, but just crappy listings.
So it feels like YouTube's been under the radar quite a bit here lately.
Yeah.
With the whole situation of other YouTubers that have made bad choices.
Oh yeah.
They're not bad people, they just made bad choices.
Yeah.
I'm not going to name any names because a lot of people already pretty much, slanderized and put their opinions out there, but
I mean, it's kind of, I'd say it's like it's beating the dead horse kind of syndrome thing going on there. The only issue is that then the corporation goes and changes its policies again, and is that changes that are helping or hurting, or is it just depend who you are kind of thing, whether it's going to affect you?
Right.
I mean, we're still so level at this point that it doesn't affect us at all.
Right, exactly, and it won't affect us because eventually we are going our own path, but we are utilizing YouTube at this time.
It's a great tool.
Because it's a good way of getting out there, and eventually we'll find other pathways to get our services out there. I mean, especially with YouTube trying to become, part of the streaming network.
Yeah.
It's kind of hurting them, in a sense, with all their. I understand they're trying to put all these rules out there now, in effect, because they're trying to make themselves streaming ability, capable. But
I mean, they have, but they've never really been able to break into that market. But someone who has broken into that market has also been in the news. We switch gears a little.
Is Amazon?
Facebook.
Oh, Facebook, yes.
I mean, you got all these people out there with their phones streaming what's going on in their lives all the time. A little bit, IRL thing going.
Right, and then they're doing a lot of live feeds too now. So
yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
And they're under the radar again, like hardcore, considering the whole data scraping scandal that's going on with those guys.
I know, that's ridiculous. But I feel that there's something more to this whole subject, because I feel like people are looking at Facebook and realize that they're making a lot of money. And that's when people see that happening, that's when they start bringing out
Well, it's by the way, we are currently in construction of our new studio, so we are at one of our local coffee shops doing this lovely podcast.
Yes.
So you will hear a lot of background noise.
But it actually adds the ambiance of, what's spiking the punch bowl.
Ambiance, little renegade podcasting.
Yes, renegade podcasting, guerrilla marketing, guerrilla podcasting. Mm-hmm. That's what we can call it. We are guerrilla podcasting. We are doing it in a coffee shop. They have no clue we're doing it right now. And yeah.
Except for the guy I told.
Yeah, exactly. You are so rebel.
Yeah, I'm such a rebel. It's like,
just to let you know, we're recording here. Please don't shut us down. No.
Or it was thanks for the cup of tea. We're just gonna forego putting the actual camera up today, so we don't freak anyone out.
Exactly.
But
no, we're actually gonna do a real we are finally getting into the podcast world. And we will do videos also.
Yep.
And you're going to be seeing a lot of we're working on scripts, as well as some shows that we will be posting later on down the road.
Mm-hmm.
But that's Facebook.
But yeah, back to the
Facebook world.
I don't think the thing is like, is this scandal actually going to hurt him? I mean, Zuckerberg, like, the last big scandal they had was like...
The Russia?
No, I think it was the last time he was in trouble for the privacy agreement.
Oh, yes.
He goes, I didn't see the problem. Everyone's just going to hand us their information one way or the other.
Right.
And, in all honesty, it's true.
It is. Because people are so willing to hand their stuff over. Yeah. Which is really scary in a sense because, you can
read those user agreements.
Yeah.
Like, really understand what you're agreeing to.
Yeah.
Because you can still hit no on a lot of things, especially the apps anymore.
Yep.
Hit no. They still function. It's like, no, I don't want you to have access to my contacts and stuff. Oh, look, I still get to use you. Okay.
Exactly. I know. I actually bought something I didn't buy it. I actually was going on to Apple and was like, oh, hey, they got this free app. Sweet. And I went on there and they're like, oh, we just want to confirm your password. And then all of a sudden I confirm my password and they're like, oh, yeah, you've just been charged $39 for a full year of this. And I'm like going,
when was that? What?
What? Wait, what happened here?
So, yeah.
And so I had to cancel it right away. So, I mean, granted, really comes down to it. I bet you in the fine print, somewhere along the line, there must have been something saying, hey, guess what? If you hit your confirmation of your password, it will give you, this.
Somewhere.
And I didn't notice it. And I'll be honest, I didn't notice it. But, I didn't want it either. So I shut that down. I mean, like, shut you down.
Put the kibosh on it.
Exactly.
Yeah, but...
So, I mean, people do not pay attention all the time to the fine print. Why? One, they don't, they're too busy.
Well, yeah, I get that, but at the same time, and yes, I do read all my user agreements. Yes. I'm that guy. All the time people are telling me, they're like, well, who actually even reads these? Ha ha ha. And I look at them, I'm like, I do.
Right.
It was
engineers do.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I remember one of my classes back in college, one of my teachers actually talked about how there was in the user agreement an 800 number. If you called it, they'd give you $20,000 if you called them during a certain time period, like, between this month and this month, or like over a year or something. Yeah. Apparently only 2 people ever called him.
Wow. Was he one of them?
No.
Oh.
No. There was like a big article released by the manufacturer.
Well, that's messed up.
I don't see why that's messed up.
No, why didn't he call him? I mean, what's this number? Please, by all means.
It's definitely closed now. But yeah, it's like, the other thing is like, yeah, they might choose to, they've changed the user agreement. Everyone's going to get an update saying, hey, agree to this and read it.
Right.
Well, at least it's agree to it.
Right.
And, apparently it's longer and it's supposed to be more clear to everyone instead of a lot of legal garbage.
Mm-hmm.
In the end, a lot of people are still going to agree to it no matter what it says, because Facebook's so ingrained into so many people's lives. They're either like on a computer or more likely their phone.
Right.
On Facebook doing the
right.
It's like, yeah, cool. I don't care, that you did this. It's kind of turned into, well, not turning into anything. It's staying what it has been for years now.
I know, but it all started with what is it? MySpace, and then it trickled to Facebook. And
MySpace is still around.
It is.
Yeah. They've gone back to being more what they originally were, which was a band site.
Really?
Easy way. It was, the whole idea was an easy way for a band to, stay in contact with each other that worked over great distances.
Wow, I didn't realize that.
That was the idea. And now then it turned into a big puke parade. Because everybody would just make these weird, horrible things that would crash your browser or your computer.
Right.
Yeah,
you still remember your password from MySpace?
Maybe.
I have no clue.
I
know I still exist on MySpace, but I have no clue.
And you bring up a good point. It's like, when data goes out there, when you put something out there on the internet, wherever it is,
yep,
it's there forever.
Yep.
It's like just because a company says they're quote unquote deleting your account, they're just disabling it so that you can't use it, which is why there's places that give you options to re-enable these things.
Right.
It's so goofy. Well, whoever's watching this, you guys, you leave a comment somewhere, get back to us, and let us know what you think about this whole thing, what your opinion is.
Right.
And we have no problem responding back to you, whether it be in the next podcast or directly.
For sure.
Yeah.
And if you want to contact us or follow us, you can actually, by all means, we are Radio Wastelands on your Instagram, and Spiking the Punch Bowl. I believe it's Spiking on Twitter, as well as other means that we're putting together. And we'll have a lot of information out there, for you to get a hold of us, because, we want to have you as the audience involved also.
Yeah.
And, down the road, we're going to be doing a lot of interviews, as well as, having a lot of fun and maybe even, games and prizes and, this is our, our getting to know you podcast. Yeah, exactly. And, we're going to talk about subjects, like, for example, the two that we hit on. I mean, it's most important, what's going on right now.
Yeah.
In my neck of the woods, I'm dealing with, being a, foster dad and, a new parent of an adoptive son. We're dealing with, going back to the YouTube world, of things, what you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
We're dealing with, our foster son, and, we're dealing with a lot of issues that he has from his past. And, mental health is most important. Everybody in the world has some form of mental health problem. Or, something that they can't deal with from their past. Everybody can be
diagnosed for something.
Exactly. But here's the thing, it's how you deal with it. And, in our household right now, we're dealing with, communication. Communication is a key.
It's key for any kind of relationship, whether it's your kid or your other half or just work, day-to-day, whatever.
I mean, well, I'm not gonna, hit on anything, but our world is a lack of communication, but there is a lot of communication too. So it's like a 50-50, So it's just how you present that communication.
Yeah.
And that's what we're dealing with in our household, as well as getting excited. One thing we were learning about is teamwork. And one of the episodes was actually we were watching DuckTales, the original series, the 1990s DuckTales. Yes, and we were watching a episode about where what is it? Scrooge McDuck gets a movie studio, and
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, and he pretty much obtains this thing, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, how can you stand this stuff? How can you watch this? This is all fake, This is all fake." And it's funny. I chuckle at it now because, our world is claiming everything is fake anymore.
Yeah.
And as well as communication and teamwork was another two things that they hit on. And it was really amazing how in the 90s we had so much, out there to tell us about things. And now here in the 2000s, we've ran away from that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I know exactly what you're saying.
We've ran away from it. And I mean, there's not any great cartoons out there like there used to be, And I would love to bring it back. I mean, that would be, that's one of my goals, in the making of, Radio Wastelands Productions, is to bring Saturday morning cartoons back.
Oh, the kids.
Exactly, because all we want to do is be kids. We don't want to grow up, which that was a sad thing that happened in our lives just recently.
Yeah, growing up.
Toys R Us.
Oh, yeah.
Toys R Us passed. The passing of Toys R Us.
And the deals they had were garbage.
Exactly.
They really were trying to close, were you?
Yeah, we're trying to close our store, but we're only going to give 5% off on Legos. 5%? Wow, we're getting a deal.
Those things are so expensive. 5% barely puts a dent.
Exactly. And I'm a Lego fiend, and my son's a Lego fiend, and we both looked at each other and said, we're not paying for that. I'd rather go on the site, which, granted, that's what we did. I mean, we go on the site, and buy them. So kudos to Legos.
Yeah. Yeah, it's too bad about Toys R Us.
It is. I mean, that was one thing that really heartbroken, because we went in there to shop and see if there was any good deals and stuff. And it's just sad how they treated their workers.
Yeah.
And how they, pretty much, what happened to those businesses that would, stand behind their, not only themselves, but their employees,
Well, I mean, that place kind of went way downhill. They remodeled the one that we have here, and it just turned so, like, hospital stale. Going in there, it was just like, I remember going in and shopping for my niece for her birthday or Christmas, and I'm like, no, I'm not finding anything I want. Like, it was just, and it seemed like everything was just way marked up.
It was.
Oh, well. I mean, it's a tough market, and they kind of went and shot themselves in the foot in a lot of ways. But let's talk about something more fun. What have you been watching? What else? What have you been doing? See anything interesting? Any movies? Any TV shows?
I did go see the recent Black Panther movie.
Oh yeah, I haven't
absolutely
seen that yet.
Amazing. Yeah, you must go see it. I'm like, oh wow, I was floored. I could actually go see it again, especially to get ready for the whole Infinity War.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that. Now, I don't know who's gonna do it better. The Infinity War or the Avengers and their whole.
Avengers and whole.
I mean, I'm sorry, not the Avengers. Not the Avengers. I'm sorry, my bad. I'm going DC.
Are you talking about DC
Justice League? Yes. I'm curious who's going to do better, Justice League or Avengers. So I know Avengers.
There's a huge consensus that DC is pretty flophouse on when it comes to.
They are. It's really sad that they are, but they are. When you can't keep your Batman, and your Batman, is more floppy than anything.
Well, and on top of that, I mean, switching directors. I mean, they went to traditionally the better, nerdier director in the end.
Oh, exactly.
Sad what happened to the original guy's kid or daughter.
Yeah, exactly.
But at the same time, it's like, I want to see it still. I haven't seen that either. Yet at the same time, I have no real expectations coming out of it, because even people who love every movie they go see were like,
Yeah. I know, but Black Panther, oh my gosh, you could watch that again and again.
Yeah, it was
really
great.
It was well put together and just really, on your edge. On the edge.
No spoilers. There were no spoilers in that. So
no,
we're good there.
No, we were just like, yes. Another movie I want to see, I Kill Giants.
I Kill Giants.
Oh gosh.
What's that one?
Oh my gosh. It was actually from the producer of Harry Potter. The poster on it says it all. I mean, it looks really awesome.
Huh.
It just
I'm
looks
guessing
really...
it's an adaptation of a book or something.
I'm thinking it's Japanese animation.
It could be anime all the way.
I haven't really looked into it too much yet, but I saw the poster for it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to see this movie. Because I like Japanese animation, and I like anime, and, I like that kind of stuff because it's very, how do you say it, being an artist, very detail oriented.
Well, yeah, especially since you're an artist who also is likes the cartooning aspect of everything too. So that really helps. I mean, anyone who checks out our Instagram will see that real quick.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm a cartoonist as well as a photographer, as well as, you know, a little bit of everything. Thank God, you know, they noticed I was an artist when I was younger, so and taught me all the arts,
right,
including theater. So, yes. So,
you been playing any video games lately?
I have not. Unfortunately, I've been too busy trying to set up the new studio.
Yep.
Which has been quite the adventure, but it's not a disappointment. So I'm excited, you know, and I'm excited to start, you know, showing it off, and once we get it going and get our green screens up, and who knows, we might, you know, be filming and doing shows in remote locations, you know.
Well, of course we will.
You know, and as well as we're going to do podcasts. I like this atmosphere of what we're doing in the podcast right now. I would like to do it more out in the open, because who knows, we could actually walk up to somebody and say, hey, we're doing a podcast. Do you want to do an interview with us?
Yeah.
What do you do? You know, we're going to start doing that, because I believe that it's going to not only include people that you don't normally hear, but you're going to hit on people that don't know what podcasting is. A lot of people don't know what podcasting is.
Which is a little oddball considering in this day and age, but hey, you know what? I dealt with a lot of 20-somethings who don't understand how to run a computer anymore. So
really,
yeah, it's a little surprising.
Well, because they're so used to these devices in their hands
that just kind of do everything for them.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's what it really seems like it is. But I've been playing a lot of games lately.
Yeah, what you been playing?
I've been playing. Well, on my stream, if you go over to Twitch and go to Sygoth, it's SYGOTH, which you'll see on our YouTube channel's LinkedIn. I've been playing Watch Dogs.
Nice.
Streaming that on Monday.
How is that?
It's, you know, I heard a lot of grief from it and a lot of people, but I mean, cybersecurity is actually one of the big things that I actually do. So it's kind of funny running around playing this game and being a hacker.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's kind of like a cross between like GTA and Assassin's Creed with being a hacker. So
nice.
It's been a lot of fun. Didn't realize it had a Dark Souls aspect where people can invade you and you invade them, and I actually had the dude that I invaded contact me after the whole thing, and he was telling me how it was absolutely hilarious, and I had no idea what I was doing in the game at that point because I was just running around in circles like an idiot.
Oh my gosh.
Nothing like running in a figure eight and screaming a bunch.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, beyond that, I've been playing like Bloodborne and Dark Souls and
nice.
Just kind of flipping between everything. It kind of depends if the wife takes over the TV, and that's okay.
Right.
Because we can sit there and she can game or watch TV.
So what's the most popular video game right now that's going out there?
Ooh, that's a tough question. And if you look at Twitch, it's been kind of flip-flopping between Fortnite and Sea of Thieves, which is a new game that just came out.
Really?
Yeah, you might like that one. That one's a multiplayer game where you sail around with other people and on ships and are pirates.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's got a real cartoony aspect to it, and yeah, it's
nice.
It looks like a lot of fun. Like, one of my friends actually gets kind of hammered and just starts talking like a pirate.
Nice.
Apparently everybody thinks it's hilarious. And he usually gets everyone else going. He's pretty sure his neighbors hate him in his apartment because, he's drunkenly screaming at the top of his lungs while playing this game.
No, I am a Cuphead lover. I like Cupheads.
It looks a lot of fun.
It's quite humorous, and especially when the devil steals your soul, and you have to go shoot people with a ice pellet gun that comes out of your finger. It's quite and I like the 40s aspect of the animation. Very
well.
40s.
That game was interesting because every aspect of it was actually hand animated.
Yes.
which is unheard of in
anything
anymore.
Exactly.
Like whether it be a film, a video game, anything. It's
right.
Usually about 90% is digitally animated anymore.
Right. Exactly.
Like with the vectors and the move-to-do and the riggings, and no, that's awesome. Which it helps make some really awesome content come out. And
for sure.
At the same time, you got these guys who spent all this time putting together this indie game, and it looks beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Just even the most minute details in the background.
Oh yeah, and I would love to meet those guys and just kind of like sit down and pick their ears and say, what made you go this direction? I mean, of all the genres you can pick out there, why did you go for the this
40 style animation, hand drawn?
I mean, because it's phenomenal. I mean, it's just wow,
gorgeous.
Yes.
But yeah. Video games. There's a lot going on in video games, and I'm probably gonna have to end up doing a whole little segment on its own at some point.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What's coming on? What's going on?
Yeah, and that would definitely be one of our, definitely one of our forefronts. Another thing I'd like to get into is we're probably going to do some role playing games as well in the future. We've actually been talking about doing some D&D, some old school D&D role play RPG.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
And actually rolling dice and stuff like that, and who knows, we may do a podcast along with and include people with that. And I know some friends of mine up in Canada. Shout out to the pod couple. And they've been talking about getting involved in the whole D&D world. And by the way, shout out to the pod couple of my brethren up in Canada. If you have not heard them or have not heard of them, go out there and listen to them. They're the best. Just simple, good, wholesome, funny, and slapstick, and some really good stories also. And you'll be hearing that from us too also. So, and we're actually going to be doing an interview with them here in the future. So, yes.
Looking to set that up in the near future. Actually.
Yes, very near. So, yes, go out there and hang with the pod couple.
Absolutely.
Yes. But yeah, it's just D&D definitely in our future. And anything exciting this weekend that's coming up that you might be doing?
This weekend, not really. I'll probably end up just playing some video games and hanging out.
Now I know you like to go to concerts, and I do too. Anybody in particular that you might be going to see? And I know we're going to be doing interviews with musicians and artists and stuff like that.
There's nothing really coming up right now.
Okay.
So nothing too horribly interesting in the land of local music here anyway, or
exactly
anyone more remote I could get a hold of at this point.
Right.
Oh, there's a few I can think of I'm going to probably reach out to.
I know there's some geek bands I would like to reach out to, because we'd love to work with them and see if they can do an awesome opener for us, because it would be pretty sweet.
I got a couple bands in mind. I need to reach out to them still about this. I'm pretty sure they would have I know they'd have no problem doing this. We've got some Aussie friends who would probably end up be willing to do some interviews, as well as some friends on the West Coast.
Nice.
So,
and then as well as hip hop and a lot of different as well as what we call back in my neck of the woods was how's it? Rave music. We used to call it rave music.
Man, the electronic scene around here is just garbage.
It is garbage anymore, and I've been listening to a lot of different electronic music on Sirius XM, as well as some of these people have been following Radio Wastelands and such. And Slushy is one of my favorites out there. that's very, very popular, as well as, he's traveling all over. Would love to do an interview with him in the future. And, and then rappers. And, I would love to get to, I mean, we're going to touch on every music aspect and, known to man, because, that's our world. We want to, talk to people with music and
video games, film, hot topics,
exactly,
whatever's going on.
And we're going to be starting to film here soon, and who knows, we might need actors or actresses that, in the near future. So, start following us, because there's things happening with us, and who knows, we might need you, we might need you. Yeah. So really, when it comes down to it, this is our first episode, and I think we did pretty damn good for the first episode. What do you think?
Yeah. It's I'd say it was a winner right there. Should be good.
So
we'll get this out there. We haven't got a platform for the audio podcast that we're going on signed up for yet.
But we will be doing that soon.
Yeah. We will have this up on YouTube for sure.
Yes.
And there'll just be some random video in the background just for the funsies of it.
Exactly. Yeah. And we'll definitely have this audio version also, because we want to link this up to our website also, that will be coming here live here soon.
Yep, that's about done.
Yep, that's about done. And so, yeah, everything's putting together, and you'll be seeing us more and hearing us more, and more interviews and more fun. And, yeah, so this is Robert.
And this is Brian.
Signing out for Radio Wastelands, Spiking the Punch Bowl podcast. Bye now.
He just slaughtered a bunch of old people!